Welcome to the Lightworker podcast. I am your host, Natalie Grant. I am a Lightworker, a meditation facilitator, Reiki master, and a health and wellness enthusiast who thrives on helping people. Connection is my superpower, and I just love bringing people to a space where transformation can occur. Are you looking for information on being a Lightworker? Are you a Lightworker and just love collecting knowledge from other Lightworkers?
Keeps coming up lately is, I heard it on a podcast, he worded it this way: we're in a world of contrast, and just that word contrast, it really stuck with me. And it was kind of saying, like, no matter what you see, like, look at the opposite.
Yeah.
And so the world is so fast paced, and most people say that things are so fast, they're moving so fast. Well, if we use that law of contrast, hey, what do we want to do then? Do we want to try and keep up with it? Or maybe the invitation is slow right down.
Yeah.
And
just pause. Just take a breath.
And we might discover something different amongst all that fast noise and chaos. You'll find something different to tune into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you share with everyone? You teach Reiki at all levels.
Mm-hmm.
You teach Seishem at all levels. What else are you doing? Because you also do your other workshops.
Yes.
And then I'll put stuff in the notes, links that people can connect with you. And but yeah, just give us a little bit of what does Abbi do? Work-wise.
I teach regularly, all the levels, and I practice as well. Like, I do one-on-one sessions, in person and by distance. But light language is another huge component of what I do, and so I do light language workshops. Light language is something that came through. I mean, with Reiki, we were talking about, you have different intentions. So you can have an intention just for the day. But I think, like, as a human, part of our if you're looking for your purpose, right? It's what's my big intention. And one of the things I say, which I did all my Reiki levels with Nat here, with you. And then I went and did Holy Fire Reiki, which is really a continuation of Usui Reiki. So I did all my levels with another teacher, William Lee Brandon. Like, his little saying or phrase that he uses to guide his life is, Reiki, please guide me and heal me so I may be of service to myself and to others. And I quite like that. And
I like that too.
Yeah.
Great intention. And
so I really have approached Reiki or life in that way of going, okay, how can I be of service? Like, how can I be of service? And really to myself and others. And in doing that, one of the things that started to come through was light language, and that really sounded, I don't even know. When I asked the question, how can I be of service? And this light language came through.
Yeah, tell us what that feels like.
Well,
what happens when light language comes in to Abbi's experience?
Yeah, well, I'm really quite amazed looking back at me, and I'm like, go me, because when that first happened, when I asked the question, how may I be of service? And it was about how may I be of service because I wanted to share things on social media, and it was this knowing answer that dropped into my head was, share a daily light language activation. And I went, what are you talking about? What's that?
So that just came in your channel, and it was like an offer. Yeah. It felt light.
And I picked up my phone, and I love nature. I'm always out in nature and just videoing the ocean and the sky. And so I just had one of those videos, and I just opened my mouth and went blah, 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 and recorded it and just posted it and went, okay. And it didn't really feel like anything. It just felt like, okay, my intention is I'm about to do a light language activation for July 3rd. And then these
out it came.
Sounds came out, and I went, okay, cool, done, great, tick. I've been of service. And I just started sharing those, and yeah, like, again, I say, like, looking back, I think, how did I just do that? Like, it sounds kind of weird. It's definitely not the normal. I hadn't really heard anyone else doing this, so, you know, I really give myself a pat on the back sometimes for some of these stuff. I just went ahead and did it.
Just following the lighter path, or that sense of this feels,
and I'm trusting aligned. And I'm asking for a reason. I want to do it. So, and from there, just people constantly had a lot of interest in it and were asking me if I taught it and can I share it. And I said, well, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing it. But I listened to those invitations. And so the more I leaned in and the more I asked my own channel, and I just gradually kept receiving knowing about what's happening, what I'm doing, different things I would go to. I went to like what was it? It was just a little day event, and we were making a beautiful earth mandala thing, and we just sort of all completed it, and I just got this this intense energy in my body, and I was like, can I please share light language? And she's like, oh, I love that, yeah. And it just was bursting out of me, and it was like it was activating the mandala, and you know, it was a really beautiful experience. And she said that happens. She does these mandalas all around, and she goes, that does happen frequently. There's someone in the group who
activates it.
Yeah, and so moments like that just kept showing me there's something here. This is a thing, and the people keep saying, wow, I really felt something when you did that, and it's brought so many people into my life, and like amazing, beautiful people and experiences that you can't help but keep following that. That's what happened with Reiki too. So I just kept following it. Yeah. And it has evolved into I can help activate it in other people. People who are doing it, I can help give them answers that they're looking for. Really, we activate each other every time I'm around someone who's doing it.
It's like catchy.
I'm receiving something too. Like we're always activating each other. And so, it's evolved into doing workshops, which I do with my friend Brooke, because she also speaks light language, but she plays the crystal bowls and does toning, which is very, amazing in its own right as well. So they happen fairly regularly. We're doing the 6th one on the 20th of July. Yeah. So that's coming up pretty soon.
After doing 6, right?
Yeah.
Because I've been to one of your...
You came to the first one.
Yeah. I was like, have to be there. Because what I love about how you share light language is that you still will share with the group the foundations. The importance of knowing your own channel, connecting in, setting an intention, and then doing a thing.
Yeah. Still Reiki principles.
Discernment between when energy's coming in and it feels good versus energy that's coming in and it feels like there's a question mark. Maybe I should just pause and get back in my channel and go for it. Because I've been around light language and I've been around light language.
Yeah.
And there's different light language. And there are some times where people perhaps aren't discerning and should.
Yeah.
And so what I love about how you share it is because you bring in those foundational principles, and when you get the whole place singing, man, the energy's insane, which is so good. So after now you've run 6 of these big groups,
and they're big. This will be
the 6th one, but they're big groups of people that come together. What have you learned about, like, what is light language showing you now? Like, you know what I mean? Because you've been in it a while now. It's a few years. You've played with it yourself. Now you're sharing it with others.
Yeah.
What has it taught you?
There's a big piece in there about confidence and expression. Sometimes people really get focused, especially with light language, because there's different ways of expressing it, but really my biggest focus with it is the vocal expression.
Yes.
It's a way of energy moving. It's like Reiki. Reiki's coming from our hands. This energy is coming from our voice, or it's a way of shifting energy, clearing, healing, all the things that we can do with Reiki, we can do with light language. It's another way.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes people get fixated on, if they want to speak it especially, oh, my throat chakra must be blocked. There's a block there. And actually, a lot of the time it's actually more, if we're going to use chakras as a guide, it's more a solar plexus thing. It's more a confidence thing to actually
just let it come through.
Be able to express that unique part of you. And it's, again, it's not by looking out here. It's not by, well, that's how Abbi sounds. I need to sound like that. That's how the person next to me sounds. Or what's the right way to do it? It's, again, it's going to be the way that is unique to you.
Yeah.
And every person is going to be different, which is the magic. But it's also sometimes a scary thing, because no one is going to be able to tell you how to do this your way. Yeah. I'm going to be able to give you some guidelines, some frameworks, some tips, some suggestions. But for you to really do it, you have to trust that you can do it.
Yeah.
And again, like you were saying about even emotions, that's often been shut down in people, to trust themselves, to express themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's creating a space that gives permission.
Yeah.
For that.
For that, which is a gift.
Yeah.
That you offer people.
It's really beautiful. Like, what everyone shares at the end is always, that's often a common sentiment. This is such a safe place. I felt real permission to just do whatever.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment, and yeah, it's just a beautiful space that has been created. And it's not a space created for me to stand up on a stage. I definitely don't stand up on a stage. I'm always in the circle. I'm with everyone.
Yeah. That's how you teach.
For me to say, this is how you do it, and look up to me. Like,
yeah, no.
Look at yourself. You're the teacher. You're your greatest teacher.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the question you asked me.
No, what did you learn from it? Like, what is light language teaching you? Because for me, it's a relatively new way of healers to express themselves, or spirit workers, whatever you want to call yourselves. You know, probably 2020 was one of my first experiences with a client who had recorded themselves on their way to a session.
Yeah.
They had to pull over because this came up in them, and they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to them, sounds like you're speaking Russian, you know? And I'd heard it at some of those conscious festivals, you know, where people had gotten up. When I was learning Reiki back in, you know, the early 2010s. And it didn't, for me, I didn't realise that that's what it was, you know?
Yeah. And
then it's just gotten, particularly on the coast here, it's gotten more and more prevalent. It's like that expression has become a way of people connecting to their soul.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that soul is expressing in different ways. Now, one of the questions I want to ask, and I don't know if you've even got an answer for it, but it sounds like different dialects. Like, you listen to some of them, and they're definitely, some sound Russian, some sound Czech, it's really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. My friend's mum was like, I didn't know Abbi spoke Japanese. She's like, she doesn't speak Japanese. She speaks whatever she's doing there. I mean, for me, I can intentionally, you know, I can go into galactic languages. Okay, I'm going to channel Pleiadian now, and I observe what I sound like, and then I'll decide to do a different one, and that sounds different.
Yep.
And then can I repeat that? And, you know, anything that I decide to do, that's what happens.
What comes through.
And
interesting.
You know, and again, I ask and I check in, and
so it feels galactic for you? Is that
those ones do. I probably have a baseline one that's my self one. It's not like every day I'm speaking a different one. I have my own kind of that's like my home base. That's like my solid soul frequency, but which is what a lot of people are expressing. But then we can also, you know, I'd say I'm more channeling those other specific. They're a specific frequency.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that's the bit that interests me, is that the channeling part of it versus the soul expression. Because you can hear it.
Yes.
And you can feel it.
Yeah.
The difference.
Yes.
And that's the bit that I'm wondering, because again, we're learning.
Yeah.
On the job. This sort of,
yes.
you know, this thing that's happening for us. Is that this new knowledge, technologies, whatever you want to call them, is coming through our channels now. And it is important to kind of play and discern and figure out what feels right. And so I'm interested, because you've been doing it a while now.
Yeah.
And so you are definitely noticing there's a difference between your soul expression versus a channel.
Me intentionally. Okay, so for instance, with the workshops, and I mean, that's something I discovered like very early, and my friend Tara, we both know Tara.
Yeah.
She said, she introduced me somewhere. She's like, Abbi's a universal light language channeler, and I was like, what's that?
When Tara speaks, you just listen.
Yeah, she knows stuff. So, you know, again, I went, oh, am I? And I guess I don't even know why I decided, I'm going to try and see what happens if I do this. But anyway, I discovered, yes, I can intend to do that, and it just comes out, and it feels quite easy. There's no... Yeah, it just flows out.
No resistance. It's just full.
Yes. Though some of them, like Arcturian, to channel that one at first, my body was like, ugh. So they are different frequencies, and we do need time to adjust to them sometimes to bring them through.
Well, I've felt what the Arcturian frequency feels like just when you're channeling it with Reiki. So I know what you mean by that. It feels very...
I've lost the question again, but I don't...
It's the difference between the channel and and the soul expression, and that there is a difference.
Oh, yeah. So for the workshops, for instance, I mean, especially the first one, when it was all like, hey, what are we doing here? And so, you know, I would sit and ask my channel, open up, right, what's needed for this workshop? And I found myself writing down those kind of different galactic, I think it was 5 different ones.
Yeah, cool.
And these codes are needed, and that's when I had to channel all the Arcturian, because I really hadn't done that before. Yeah. And adjust my frequency to be able to do that. And I kind of had a vision, or knowing, oh, okay, right, on the day as I walk around, I'm going to have to be bringing these through. And it was really only as I was actually, like, I learn a lot as I do it. Yes. Because you don't need to know it any sooner than that most of the time. That's another thing all of this guides us towards, that knowing is, we don't need to waste time doing this in advance. Like, we're going to get to a point where everything we need to know, there it is. Yes. So we really are living in the present moment all the time. There's not, I need to prepare so that I'm ready to do this. You will be ready. What I need to know in the moment will come through. And that very much happens in these kind of events, which is why I love them, because they're a little bit scary, but then when I'm doing it, I'm like, whoa, what's happening? So yeah, I knew those languages had to come through, but only as I did them. And I can't remember exactly what I said, but I would have said, like, Pleiadian's coming to, it's helping with this, or it's here to unlock this, or activate this within you, or...
Yeah, amazing. So you when you have the channel and you're jibber jabbering, because that's what I call it.
I call it gobbledygook,
jibber jabber. When it comes through, you also have a knowing of what it is translated.
Yes. So at the start, there was only the intention. Yes. This is the light language activation for this day. Yeah. And actually that was just the intention, whatever that is, whatever's most needed by the collective, that's what this one's for. Then I started to experiment. Well, can I do one for hope? Can I do, if I'm noticing this is a theme, can I intentionally go, people are struggling with this right now? Yeah. And again, I would just hold that intention and do it. Yeah. And I don't know if that's done it, but that felt right to do that. Yeah. And then you get feedback and you go, okay, so that's resonating with people. It is helping to some degree. We don't understand maybe the whole picture of how, but it's landed. It's helped. There's a positive kind of feeling there. Yeah. And then it became kind of doing more live things. Maybe I'll go live on social media and then I started to notice, as I'm doing this, I'm actually understanding a lot more about what's behind that.
Through.
And I'm getting sort of visuals that go along with it, or I'm seeing how the energy's moving. So it built up over time. It wasn't an instant. It's the more I played with it, the more I get to know it, the more I guess I keep showing I am here to do this. Yeah. I'm sharing it. I'm being of service. I keep getting shown and given more and more and more.
Yeah.
If I just sat at home and kept it to myself, I wouldn't learn anything else. There'd be no purpose.
Yes.
I really feel very compelled to share what I do because I keep learning as I do, and it's exciting for me. And then at the same time, it seems to help people. So
yeah,
I keep stretching.
Well, there's
and
more
doing.
And more people that this is awakening in, particularly the jibber jabber.
Yeah.
So, light language. So it's helpful to have someone who has spent time that does practice.
Yes.
And does talk and play and sit in that intention of trying to understand it.
Yeah.
Again, with you going first, so then you can help the others.
And it's because I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. It has to be true to me. And it's like we love Reiki, obviously. We talk about it as much as we can. We do as much as we can. But not everybody who learns Reiki
feels the same way.
They're going to want to use it for
different things.
They have a whole other life and things that they're interested in doing. And light language is the same. I think I'm here to share it because I love it. I would happily talk about it all day. But
yes,
there's lots of us who you'll just use it in this capacity in your life. And that's great.
Yeah.
That's all you need to use it for.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of information comes through, and I'm very cautious. I'm not going to go sharing information that I've just heard someone else talk about or read in a book. There's lots about galactics and things like that. I can only go off what comes through for me. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on all these galactic races and I know everything about them.
That's the bit that I love, because I feel like it gives you the opportunity to test and measure if you're willing to practice yourself without Googling.
Yeah.
And take your own notes.
Yeah.
And then when you've done a bit of that, and you've done your testing and measuring, you can dip your toe in and see what are other people saying.
From trying out, seeing, at all different times, channel Pleiadian, and it's always sounded like that. Okay, I'm kind of feeling that's how it always sounds. And then I reach a point of going, I might go like YouTube and see if there's other people doing that. And then you go, whoa, it sounds the same.
That's the bit.
Very cool.
And that's that building your own confidence with your own channel.
Yes.
Which is one of the things. Look there first. I definitely, for anyone that is listening to this, that is new or is continuing or whatever you are picking up in your own channel and your own experience is far more interesting than anything you could Google to begin with, because when you do your own research first with your own channel, it lands so much harder when you do what you just described after you've got a kind of confidence around what you really think it is, and then you go and Google it.
It's so exciting.
That's when you go, holy moly, this is a thing.
Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm not making this up. There's something here. It's so much better than going and doing all this Googling and then deciding, I want to do that. Or I don't, it should sound like this.
You can't tell then, did it come through my channel?
Yeah.
Or is this my mind creating it?
Yeah.
And it's two very different things.
Yeah, and it builds such a greater trust. Even after learning Reiki, I really, especially 1 and 2, I feel like I had friends who were also kind of on a similar path, and they were like, have you listened to this podcast? Have you read this? And I was like, I just don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
I just need to
do my own thing. That's what I did.
Yeah, and I'm glad I trusted that.
Yeah.
And then when I was ready, when I really felt solid in my own knowing, then I was like, what's that? Because I saw it very differently. I knew I wasn't looking there for answers. I was looking more for parallels, for synchronicities, for, it would be, I've been guided to this podcast and that's relevant to the clients that I'm attracted. And then it was this beautiful dance and, synchronicity kind of thing,
Yes.
instead of, is that right? Is that true? Is that what I should be doing? Is that what I should be believing? Why don't I know that? Or,
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm really grateful. And
That's how I've done it as well. Start with your own channel first.
And that is also your kind of truth radar too. You've got to get sensitive to that, so that when you do hear something or notice something, you can say, oh, not that that's not true, but that's just not for me.
Yeah.
That might be that person's truth.
Yeah.
But that's not resonant with me, and that's okay.
Yeah. But
I just won't be repeating that or using that, or there's an answer for me, or there's something somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's billions of people on this planet, and we're all meant to be different. We're all doing different things, sharing different things.
Yeah.
But there definitely is woven in amongst that similarities that people are picking up on.
And it's simple things that has very real life application. Like, your friend's really excited about something, and they're going to an event and they invite you, and your body says, you go have a look, and you're like, no, I don't really want to go to that.
Yeah.
And you can trust, no, that's not for me.
Yeah. There's a lot of the time people are doing shoulds.
Yeah. And then, or you think, oh, maybe I'll miss out. Okay, I will go. And then you just don't have a great experience, or whatever it is. It's something that you think, oh, I really knew this wasn't for me. And I mean, I've done it where I've spent thousands of dollars on like a course because I knew someone else was doing it, and I thought, I got that feeling of, I don't want to miss out. Maybe they're going to learn something amazing. And even knowing that, I still did it. And it was fine, but I thought, I didn't really need to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't really learn much there. And I could see it wasn't my intuitive knowing feeling that attracted me to that. It was my friend, and I think she's amazing. And
Yeah.
So it wasn't the right intention behind me doing that.
Yeah.
I may still learn something. I learned to trust myself more. Probably didn't need to spend a few $1,000s to do it, so.
Yeah. Well, that's in itself was the lesson.
Yeah.
To listen and trust yourself. So with your light language, what are you mostly and predominantly using it for? Say, for yourself first and then for others. So what do you use it for?
Well, I mean, I feel like for myself always flows into others anyway, because it's like my job. For myself, like a lot of self-soothing. Yeah. It's just a comforting thing to make jibber jabber sounds.
Yeah, cool.
So very self-soothing. I also, a big part of my practice is going down to the beach for sunrise, and I'll often just walk along. Sometimes just singing. It can be English singing, but I mean, light language too sort of just has allowed me to express myself in new ways. Yeah, so I'm also more confident in singing, where I would used to judge myself in speaking, and it's helped that too. So I'm just feel like I'm so much more open as a channel of any kind of expression, not just light language. So it's helped me immensely in that. It comes up in client sessions, helping shift it, just like Reiki does.
Yeah, cool. Can you explain that? Because that bit is interesting. Just your observation. You're in a Reiki session with someone and you get that feeling that sort of comes up.
Yep.
What happens?
I just start doing it. So I'm connected to the person, and maybe there's this, you can kind of feel when there's an energetic resistance. We could call it a block. It's something needs to shift or move. Yeah. And there's, and obviously I'm there to do something to assist that to happen. And so, I just get that feeling, just like you might to move your hands here or do a Reiki symbol or whatever it is, or ask a question. Yeah. And all that happens too. But other times the feeling of I'm connected to this person, what's needed right now, this sound wants to come out. And sometimes it really needs to be very loud. And usually if it needs to be quite loud, the person will maybe start crying, or they'll, that energy will shift. There's this big, and I'll get a full body like shivers through my body, so that you feel the energy. You feel the energy of it. Other times it's very soothing and gentle, and it's very soft, and it's like speaking very lovingly to them. It will have different energies to it. So sometimes it's like almost like a nurturing mother saying, "You're so loved. You're so beautiful." I guess one really powerful one, and this is definitely not the everyday experience, but with this one client, it was, it just started to come out like, you know, just the feeling comes and it's there. And it was this really message, that it was like this kind of energy of really getting this message across to this person. And in my head, like the translation was there, and it was like a family speaking to their long lost loved one, saying, "We're here and you're doing amazing, and we know how hard this is." And she started and it was, you know, not in English.
Yes. And
she started crying, and she was saying, "I just miss you so much. I just miss you so much." And
wow, so she could hear the translation.
Yeah, she felt
her soul felt that.
Those moments make you go, well,
it's magic.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is powerful. And and like often, I mean, it used to happen with Reiki right at the start. I mean, it still happens. Amazing things happen, but you probably have those key ones that stand out to you, and they were like those times where maybe we're doubting or thinking, can I even do this? And something happens that, like that experience I just shared, that makes you go, this is a thing. Yeah. This is really, and from what she shared afterwards, you know, this is helping. Yeah. This is helping people. Yeah. This is like a big green go light, like, yes, keep going, keep doing it.
Yeah. I feel like what I'm observing with light language is it's new technology. That's the thing I kind of am watching it unfold as, if you want to use that terminology. For me, it's because it's frequency.
Yep.
And because it's language that doesn't have already pre-loaded belief and understanding around, if you know what I mean. Like English language is such...
It's not as... if I'm talking in terms of frequency, I'll say pure, because English is not... it's based on all these other languages all mishmashed together. So,
and half the time we're confused, the ones that use it.
Yeah. So, and it will have, even if we've all agreed this word has this meaning, it can still have a different meaning to you and to you and to you, and affect people differently.
Yeah, the tone you use will give it a different.
Yeah. Yeah. And even with English, like as we speak, we have a feeling, we have something inside us knows what wants to be expressed, and we're like,
that's not quite right.
What's that word? Whereas light language for me is like, sanuki anakayena. It just, there it is. It's synonymous. It's so much more aligned with my being of what I don't need to stop and translate my inner feeling into English to then put it out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the moment, we need to do that so that we know what the hell each other's talking about. But I really feel it can get to a point where, and maybe we'll go beyond it. It'll be completely telepathic. Like, who knows? It's exciting.
I feel like that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of unwinding. Like language in a way is
a program.
Yeah. That we're unwinding. Just like emotions are programs that we're unwinding. And I feel like, to me, that's what I'm witnessing with light language is this unwinding that's happening, because people are actually just expressing emotion without the rules that we've learned in whatever language we've learned. And we're allowing this technology frequency to just come through and do the translating for us. It's like a soul speaking to a soul.
Yes. And so it can help shift emotions. It can do all sorts of things. There's a whole another layer of it that we can say it activates our DNA. It does some crazy stuff inside of us. It unlocks remembering. It in these workshops, sometimes people have this whole either past life or connection with galactic families, like and they're remembering, whoa, I just remembered some aspect of myself that obviously I've forgotten up till this point. So it's helping us know ourselves on a deeper level and what we're capable of. Yeah. And help us to transition out of these things that we're seeing are not helping us lead our best lives, our most healthy, our most vibrant, our most radiant, our most loving.
It's like stripping down the walls that have been put up around us.
Yeah. So it's exciting. It's exciting to be doing that and sharing it, and the workshops are amazing and
they are
ever evolving. And
are you thinking of doing any online training?
Yes, I would like to. Just have to go.
If you want to, get in touch.
Yeah, please. I really respond to requests from the universe, from people. So,
and Abbi's way of sharing it is very heart-led. So, highly recommend it. Would you like to close out with some light language to finish? Just put you on the spot.
Totally spread
to get you into your channel and into your. Would you like to close out with that? How do you feel?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because I'm willing and ready to receive.
Well, what's the intention though? Like, what do you?
Well, this is
you're requesting it, so
I am. I'm requesting always for the collective. Hope is probably what everybody needs right now. You know, it's something that I feel so strongly people are lacking, is that connection to hope, because there's a lot of fear being pushed.
Yes.
There's a lot of fear that is being actively put in front of people's faces to stop people from being able to see the glimmer of light. And so if you're watching this and you're connecting to this, then you must be needing this.
I love that, because I mean I've felt that myself the last few months, that flatness and that I feel so like heavy.
We just need to be able to connect to hope, because when we've got that glimmer of hope, it helps you take the next step. You know, and I know that everything that I do is for the betterment of me, obviously first, because whatever we do is always for ourselves first. But I have a strong urge to share with community, with collective, with the world, with the universe. It's like I don't want to keep it all to myself. I really want love to just spread like a shockwave through everybody, because I feel like, I know for me, when I finally felt my heart, it was overwhelming. The amount of love that was there, that I didn't realise that I had blocked and was preventing myself from feeling. So it's hope that helps you to connect to that.
I love that. I love that. And I was feeling during that, I guess it's that same feeling of wanting to share when, you know, things come up and you just make a video and post it on social media. That's the beauty of social media. We actually have such an incredible tool that
we're very lucky.
Whatever's on our heart, whatever we feel to share, you just can. And it would be so easy so many times to go, what? No, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to see me crying. Nobody wants to hear my jibber jabber. It would be so easy to do that, but I, you know, luckily that voice isn't too strong for me. And I just do it. And then I receive the most beautiful feedback. So I always get that confirmation. Yes, I'm glad that I did share that. Because sometimes there is a moment of like, what am I doing? Who wants to see that? But I go, oh, well, I feel like sharing it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who has that hesitancy, or it does feel a bit scary, please just, if it felt like this came from your heart, you felt the urge to record yourself speaking about this, you felt the urge to do whatever it was, and that urge to share it, that little invitation or voice is saying, oh, maybe I should post this. Post it. Please post it.
We live in a world now where we're trying to connect community. We're trying to connect with other people. And there's this demonization of the internet that's being tried to be pushed and trying to get you to say, oh, this isn't something that's worth sharing. You know, there might just be one person that needs that.
Yeah.
That needs to hear it, needs to connect with that frequency, needs to hear your message. And so see it in that way, that if you feel that urge rising, you're meant to share it.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. All right, well,
Let's do it.
if you would like to receive
I
light
would
language,
love to receive light language, please.
then please keep watching and listening, and it's always an invitation and you always have permission not to receive it too, so please know that as well. If you don't want to, just turn us off now. We love you, goodbye. But if you do want to keep listening, you can either watch with your eyes open or closed, but just take a moment to breathe. Feel your body, where you are in time and space. Maybe it feels nice to put hands on your body, somewhere that feels soothing and comforting for you at this moment, especially as we tune into that energy and frequency of hope that we're wanting to cultivate at the moment. Yes, I'm going to share codes that help to anchor in that feeling of hope and bring it into your body, but at the same time, you always actually have the capacity to find that hope if you felt it before in your life. So even now, just start to tune into hope. What does hope look like? If I daydream about it, what does it feel like in my body? Is there a knowing that comes? Do I just want to meditate on that word hope and notice what you feel or experience as you do? Mai ata ni ato no koshinamati ano shani matora. Ina kaishani matu sonora ya tadeo sonoko yamata ina isonoko chana kaisini mia toshina kaisa tatadeo kuta deo sonora isana yatkuisa nimiteo wa yanamato yado rika isa mochonoko sana itaria kuna semia ingaya no kusa itoshina ya tamara tokusonokura tayati isa tatatata inukotosunokura saipora yanana dioso to yakianama yanoshonokota isa tatayatora inana de asala yotokura de no sa diamanakia sonokura kaina tachanaka asamata isenia toso lokora ka isayamata shonokora inamata sunokoa te isana. There's so much in that about how much strength we have and to keep coming back to the heart, and that if you feel alone, there are people either side of you and you just need to take their hands and hold them. Thank you. Oh,
Thank you for coming and sitting on my blue couch.
oh, thank you.
And sharing.
I love this blue couch.
It's so much fun.
Oh.
And thank you for being here with us. And I will have notes if you want to connect with Abbi. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Remember to like and subscribe. That way you'll know when the next episode lands. Next week, we'll be with Abbi again. This is a 2-part series. She'll be sharing all about light language and how that rose up from deep within her after she really kept practicing her toolbox of Reiki.